Officials continue working to get federal assistance to support the response to last month's deadly bridge collapse in Baltimore. Maryland Governor Wes Moore met with the state's congressional delegation and White House officials on the Capitol Hill today. They discussed plans to establish an emergency aid package for it.
The meeting today was very emblematic of the kind of support that the state of Maryland has had from the very beginning. Because about 2 weeks ago, a part of our soul fell into the Patapsco River, a part of our landscape, and a part of what makes Baltimore, Maryland so special.
Crews are still working to clean up the wreckage from the bridge and reopen the Port of Baltimore. Governor Moore has said he believes the port could be fully operational by the end of next month. CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane is following this story from Capitol Hill. Scott, so great to see you. Officials held this press conference after their meeting today. What did they have to share with the governor?
Hey, Lilia, a few headlines here, both from the governor and from the congressional delegation. They have an expectation now that they're going to remove all the concrete and the steel from the river and open those channels to ships by May. They acknowledge it's an ambitious timetable, but they all said today, as one voice, they think it's a realistic timetable, something that'll be key for the workers and for the businesses impacted. They also made clear, members from both parties, that whenever they get to this legislation to produce emergency aid for Baltimore, that they're going to ensure that any company found liable for this crash and this disaster will help reimburse taxpayers for whatever it costs. This is something that's been a priority of the congressional delegation, and they are speaking with one voice that they're going to make that part of the bill. That's where the progress is. But we pressed them today coming out of this meeting with the governor and the congressional members about, are you sure this is going to move through a Republican-controlled U.S. House, which has been concerned about deficits and has been tying up even the easier pieces of legislation? And they equivocated a bit, saying that they're unified in what they want, but there's no firm timetable for when they're going to get actual funding, dollars out of Congress, or the requirements that they're going to put in there, Lilia. You know, some of the Democrats talked about having requirements that only union labor be used, and that some of the regulations be instituted that are traditional for construction projects. Republicans have said that's not something they want to see pursued in emergency funding, and Republicans have also talked about offsetting costs by making cuts elsewhere. All of that gets complicated. All of that takes time, and they are no quicker today on the timetable than they were before the meeting began.
Given those divisions, Scott, and the fact that the governor and most of those lawmakers from the state are Democrats and the House is controlled by Republicans, do you see there being delays? Do you foresee that they're going to have an even tougher time getting all of the funding eventually?
There are delays on things that haven't traditionally been delayed over the past 12 months in this Congress. So I think everybody's cognizant of the possibility that delays are going to happen if they're not inevitable. Here's the thing. Both parties seem to have lined up, at least in Maryland, and they're going to try to get the federal government to pay Maryland's state costs, because this is going to be an astronomical bill for the state to navigate. They got budget problems in Maryland that are newly found, and they need some help from Washington paying their bills too. Maryland's Republicans and Democrats have lined up and asking Washington to help Maryland pay its bills. That's going to be tricky when they bring that to the floor of the U.S. House, where there are concerns about deficits and where there are 427 voting members who are not from Maryland and not concerned about Maryland's budget. There are all kinds of complications and hurdles that await this. And it's worth noting and underscoring, Lilia, traditionally, emergency funding for disaster relief is not complicated in Congress, but it has all the hallmarks of something about to get complicated over the next few months.
Without a doubt, and you'll be reporting on it. Scott MacFarlane, thank you so much.
Thank you.